Hey baddies, welcome to another Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. Today I'm doing another pick a card. This one's going to be a pop-up pick a card where we're going to see what people really think of you. This is going to be a blunt, honest kind of view on what people really think of you. I did this one give or take about a year ago, and I find it's helpful to kind of reflect on how people are seeing us. So that's what we're going to do today. So how a pop-up reading works is I'm going to be using the Haunted Halloween Oracle deck. This is the deck the spirits wanted me to use, and I'm going to shuffle it up. And we're going to see what 3 cards come out because we're doing 3 cards. So, and those are going to be your picks, your psychic linking objects. And I will take a picture and insert that in this video. And you can pick from there. And then I will be pulling cards as I go today. So, all right. I feel like another couple shuffles. Shuffle it up. Mix up the energy. The spirits are like, mix it up, bitch. They're sassy today. They're sassy. The guides are being sassy. It's fine. I like a sassy guide, y'all. Okay, we have one that flipped. We have Book of Shadows. Messages, magic, manifesting. All right, so that's going to be my group 1. I'll show them off one more time. Okay, can I have we're going to shuffle it again. You're saying, sister, shuffle it again. Like, okay. And one more time. Okay, 3 times. Okay. All right. Okay. And a knock. Okay, and then a shuffle. All right. Okay. They're being funny today. It's like, will she do it? Will she do it? Yes, I will. I will absolutely do it. They want me to cut the deck and pull this one out. Okay, this is 2. Werewolf, brief phase, shift, intense. That's going to be my group 2. Ooh, that's a great card. Ooh, intense energy, group 2. Okay, no wonder they wanted me to do all that show-stopping razzmatazz. Okay, group 3. By the way, your auntie is highly medicated today on nature's very best. You know what I'm saying? Okay, give me the 3rd card. For group 3, we need card number 3. Okay, and we have potion, pressure, upheaval, mistake. Ooh, that's intense too. Okay, so here we go. Group 1, we have Book of Shadows, messages, magic, manifesting. That's my group 1. Group 2, you have werewolf, brief phase, shift, intense. Ooh, and then group 3, we have potion, pressure, upheaval, mistake. Ooh, my, I feel so much energy coming off this card, you guys. So those are going to be your 3 selections for this reading. I will insert a little picture for those of you who need a bit more time to see which group you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one group, there may be more than one message here for you. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group 1, all of you that selected Book of Shadows, Messages, Magic, Manifesting. This is going to be your reading all about what do people really think of you. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to pull from the archetype deck here, and we're going to find out some information about what do people really think of you. Well, I think you have a mysterious, magical energy about you. And I feel a lot of Sagittarius, to be honest. I feel a Sagittarian Jupiter kind of vibe. Your energy feels very expansive. And generally speaking, I feel like you're a You like to communicate. You communicate well, or you like to communicate a lot. I feel like you have an active throat chakra. That doesn't mean you don't have blocks there. There may be an issue as well with your throat chakra. So it may be overactive or underactive, but also feeling like you may also have a gift there too. So I feel like this group probably was incarnated with some kind of special issues around the throat chakra. Okay, tell me more. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Okay, just lean into what fits for you. All right, okay. This is a very big deck. Okay, so, all right, give me a few cards here for my group 1. A few cards, like 3. This one, and this one. Okay, what do people really think of you? We have Werewolf. Were you drawn to group 2 as well? Okay, we have impossible to control. Oh my. Ashamed, guilty, violent, and rage-filled. Hiding a dark secret, victimized, tortured, uncontrolled rage. Oh. I feel that. That feels like it has something to do with your throat chakra. It feels like there's some kind of heaviness there. So I'm not going to tap that, but I think it's intense. Okay. We don't need to tap it though. We have a nomad here. Impulsive, makes decisions too hastily, feels unsettled if not shared with others, becomes bored easily, detached love style. Okay, so we have that energy. We have pickpocket, charismatic, intelligent, and skillful, fairness, charming, rebel, social and stealth specialist, hero and protector of the common folk, clever. Okay, so I feel like this is interesting because I feel like you have a lot of really beautiful qualities. Gemini energy here. I feel like you have a lot of beautiful qualities, but there is a overt darkness here, like a heaviness, and people sense it with you. They're charmed by you. They know that you're very smart. You have a very charismatic way about you. I hear pretty, handsome, cute, attractive. I feel like elven or fairy or magical. I also feel like you could just have a more darker aesthetic and have like a darker gothic kind of vibe, but you still have this charming kind of upbeat attitude around people. But beneath the surface is this darker vibe. And I feel like your detached love style comes from the fact that you've been through some horrible, awful shit. And it's the kind of stuff that a lot of people, they may not understand. They may not want to understand. This is stuff that people don't like to hear about, okay? And I feel like it's not that you're ashamed of it. You're just aware that like people don't want to hear about this shit. That's what you think, okay? I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's what you think, or that's kind of where this darkness within you comes from. You think people don't want to hear about it, or because I don't feel the shame here, but I feel the need to kind of like, you know, these 3 cards are in a line, but there's like, we don't need to show that other stuff. And I feel like when you meet someone and they kind of see beyond this kind of cute, charming, charismatic person, they start to get into this detached kind of friend style, love style. And I feel like they get into this area where you're really uncomfortable sharing your emotions. You're really uncomfortable like sharing your experiences. And it's because you've never really had people like invest in you in a healthy way. But they see you as someone who is like, can be emotionally flighty. or emotionally uninvolved. And sometimes with people, like friends, you can come across as like you think you're too good, or sometimes you come across as like unemotional or hard or ruthless. And I don't think you mean to be that way. I think this is just because of you are super tenderhearted because of what you've been through. Your heart's just like a hamburger. It's just been so brutalized. So not many people, it takes a while for anyone to kind of like get to you emotionally. And it doesn't mean that you're not in love. It doesn't mean that you don't mean to be friends. It just means that you need stability in people. People have to show you that they will stick around. People have to show you that they will sustain contact with you. People have to show you that they're actually a good person, because you don't necessarily believe everyone you meet with this kind of, I don't want to use the term mask, because I feel like this is really who you are, just like all of these are really who you are. But not everyone who gets this deserves to get this or would understand this. And it can be a very difficult thing for you because you've been through it enough to know that, like, we're going to be more discerning about who we let into our lives. So I feel like the Book of Shadows is often misread as like you don't want friends, or you think you're too good, or you know, often people like this are. And it's not that you don't have friends. You may have friends, but you have them to a degree. Few people really get like into this depth of you. You kind of save that. Let's get some more energy here. Tell me more about what people think of my group one. Tell me more about what people think of my group one. You're definitely very charming. But I feel this energy of like you're easy to hate because you do have this like detached style. And I do think people get frustrated with you with that, because I feel like you're that way in your friendships. You're that way. People have to show you that they mean what they say, because you don't necessarily believe that everyone in life does. Bad intentions, no contact. See, people think by the way you act that you're the one with the bad intentions. And the truth is that you actually are able to clear out a lot of bad intentioned people this way, because they're not used to anyone having boundaries like this. Your boundaries are tough. Your boundaries are tough, and sometimes it backfires and you lose out on amazing people. But you know, that's the price you pay. And I want to tell you that you should trust your gut more and start working with lowering your boundaries or renegotiating some of them. Oh my goodness. Spank me, daddy. Kinky thoughts. Okay. So there are people who think like naughty thoughts of you. Okay. There's something about your I don't want to use the term aloofness, but I don't know what to call it, but this like separateness, this kind of like loner kind of energy. And you could have a lot of friends, but there's this air about you that people don't feel like they truly know you as well. And sometimes it's really misread. Yeah, let's get some more cards here. Somebody thinks you're a hot tamale. Someone thinks you're a hot tamale. Let's get some more cards. Okay, tell me more about my group one. Tell me more about the hot tamale. Oh my. Oh my. A different deck. Okay, y'all. All right. It's the Cupid's Desire deck. Okay. Listen, you can cringe along with me if this cringes you out, all right? Okay. My little hot. I keep saying my little hot tamale. So, all right, whatever that means. Okay, we have out of control, passive submissive. Yeah, someone's having kinky thoughts of you, my dear group one. I'm going to get a couple more cards. All right, we have night shift waiting for you. Oh, yeah, people, I think you draw a certain kind of person. Yes. Yes, we have okay, we have Night Bandit, sexual dreams, 5D visits. Someone, yeah, we have Vicky Secret, see-through lingerie, and feed me. Lots of smexy thoughts of you. Um, so I think you have that appeal. Um, it's almost like it's almost like because you're not an open book, you become almost like that thing that people want to unwrap. It's very, it pulls, you have this magnetism. That's what I'm trying to get to. This magnetism. Tell me more about my group one. Group one, I didn't expect that, did you? Woo! You are a hot tamale. And I'm getting all kinds of things. You bring out the very fetishy type fantasies in people. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. Okay, don't make it fit if it's not yours. Okay, we have candy apple, sweet on you, kind. We have midnight, nighttime intuition. Okay, so people do think you're sweet though. You're a sweetheart. People think you're a sweetheart. They really do. I think you're very kind and very giving. I think you enjoy giving to people. I think you enjoy doing for others. Okay. And I think people get confused. I think people get confused when, like, okay, this is what I'm getting. For some of you, like, you don't let people in your house. And so when, like, someone says, I want to come over, let me come over, or whatever, I want to come over and hang out with you, or whatever, you're like, no. And they're all offended, and you're just like, I just don't let people in my house, and they don't understand that. They just do not understand that. And they feel very offended, like they're not good enough to be in your house. They don't understand that it has nothing to do with them. It's about you and having a safe space because of all the shit you've been through. Like your home or your room is your sanctuary. It is your safe space. And you don't want work friends there. You don't even want your regular friends there if you have them. Like you don't want your family there. You don't want anybody there that doesn't belong. So, you're very particular about who you let in your surroundings. That's just an example of the energy I'm picking up on. Like you are very careful, and people do not understand that. We have horror clowns, show off, wanting attention. So I get this. Like with the very charming, intelligent, skillful person, rebel, social stealth specialist. So that's what I'm getting with this. I think people think you can be manipulative and a show off in social situations. You may Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And listen, I'm a Libra, so I can talk on a Libra, okay? All air signs, all the signs can have positive and negative stuff, okay? People like to get all ugly in the comments about well, da 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 about this, that, and the other. And listen, it's not like, if it's not yours, don't take it. It's not an attack. It's just I'm saying that Libras can be a little, they can be out of balance. They can be a little whatever. Okay. So, take it as you will. People can think Libras are acting, like show offs or manipulative, or, Leos too. A lot of people think Leos are show offs. Well, they are. They're show people. They're the entertainers of the zodiac. Libras are the unconscious flirters. They flirt all the time. and it can cause problems, and people think you're sweet and you're kind. And I feel like people see that, and some people feel this darkness. I don't really want to call it darkness, because it's just like heaviness, that you don't really allow people to see. But some people feel that, and they feel it as something off. Something's off with this person, like, and they feel it as something bad, like you have bad intentions, and so they judge you, like with their intuition, they judge you, like, no, this person is up to no good. I'm just telling you. I feel gossip around you. Do people like to talk about you? It feels like it, because like Gemini energy again, like it feels like some people can kind of catch on that there's something deeper, but they misread the energy. Instead of saying, hey, this person, oh, that deep energy, oh, they've been through something. Instead, they say they're up to something. And it's really like you could care less about what's going on. You really could give a shit less. But people don't see it that way. And it can give you problems in social settings, especially at work, because people think you're scheming and you really just want to do your job and go home. In social situations, like in families and things, it can go left for you really quick. And I feel like as a child, you may have been the kid that, you know, your parent or your parents were always like, what are you up to? Oh, you're up to something. Oh, what are you doing? And you literally were just living. You may have been like the scapegoat kid, and I'm not trying to tap anything, okay? So I won't, there's nothing more to say. We're going to take these cards. Okay, we have the Empress here. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Six of Coins. And we have the Seven of Cups. The Six and the Seven of Cups. I feel like we need one more card here. There's a lot of healing here. There's Cancer energy, tons of Pisces energy. We have Cancer energy. 6-6 is a number for you to watch out for. Spirit will be speaking through sixes for you. Here's the thing. I feel this energy with this Empress. See how she's holding up these pieces here? I feel like she's this entertaining energy again. Like, hey guys, what's up? How are you? Very uplifting, very positive. You have a very healing vibe. And I feel like this very sweet energy about you really endears people to you. I think people really like you, and I think they're really caught off guard by that other energy, and they don't necessarily know what to do with it. They don't know how to balance it out. And what happens is that you end up with some people who hang around. You end up with those who kind of hang around with you with the Six of Coins here. They kind of hang around and they do this kind of giving of energy. We have the Six of Coins here, and see how they're giving energy here. They're giving coins. They kind of give energy, and you kind of, like with the Seven of Cups, you know, at times you feel overwhelmed with all the energy. Like you're empathic. You have to be empathic or psychic, because I'm starting to feel like you get overwhelmed with too many people giving you energy, or receiving too much energy, or being involved in too much energy. So having this kind of boundary allows you to kind of manage this kind of stuff. So allowing how many people get close to you, because I feel like, you know, as you're giving and getting all this attention, and, you know, these people come towards you, and you feel, people feel all these deep emotions with you, and you feel all these deep emotions like past life connections. Because I feel like you attract people with deep connections to you. They feel deep connections to you. And it feels like at times that's very overwhelming. And a lot of you give them energy. So I'm feeling it both ways. So just take what resonates here. But there is an overwhelm for you sometimes of just the exchanging of energies here. Okay, so, and you have to balance that out. So again, the withdrawal I'm feeling because of this more dense energy. It feels like it's necessary for your psychic and empathic abilities. You know, you need to withdraw at times, and not everyone understands that. And sometimes people get very offended. And we have the King of Coins here. But I feel like for you, you know, this wave of like balance that you've been able to get to in your life, I think it really has brought you to a place where you're more personally, because you're balanced, you see a way to success, or you are more successful than you were. And you're moving towards a more balanced perspective. And the King of Coins is a King of Pentacles, and that is a very successful, independent businessman, business person kind of vibe, masculine energy. Someone who's able to be active and go after the things they want without, you know, we all have fear, but in spite of the fear, they're able to go forward. And I feel like the reason you're able to do what you do in life and go forward in life is because you do withdraw your energy, because you do take time for yourself. If you didn't do this, you wouldn't be able to, because of the way you're built. You may have some important like 12th house activity going on, okay? And the people who don't understand this in your life, they really, I think you've gotten to the point in your thinking, they really aren't your people, because this is how you function. This is what you need. Like, you're not like everyone else. And many empaths and people who are psychic require pullback. And you don't have to have a YouTube channel to be psychic. You don't, be empathic. People do all kinds of jobs and do all kinds of things and are gifted. And they use their gifts and those abilities, and they still have to kind of like pull back, because they're using those abilities in the work they do, and they're connecting with energy. So they still have to kind of unplug, withdraw, and kind of focus on grounding energies, life energies, right? So, and I think that's very important for you. And I think you figured out that the people who don't understand that don't belong kind of like in your inner circle, because it's necessary. It feels like you've kind of struggled with this, probably and you may still be in that energy of struggling with it. Like, I can't be doing this all the time. You can figure it out. You can figure out how to make this work in your life, okay? And how much time you really need. You'll figure it out, okay? What it looks like for you won't look the same for someone else. Your journey is not someone else's, okay? And, other people will judge you. They will, think you're cold, or you don't like them. Or you are a snob, or you think you're too good. And the truth is, it's none of those things. They will think that thought of like, they feel the more intense energy and they instantly judge you as there's something going on. They're up to something. No, there's nothing going on, but something definitely happened to me that's created this kind of energy where, I need to withdraw from people for a time. Because you guys can be intense. Let's get a few more cards for you, okay? Tell me more about my group one. Tell me more about my group one. What do people really think of my group one? We have, you didn't lose a friend. You just never really had one. Boom. I feel like this can be you. And I feel like that thought kind of bounces off people. And they figure out that they were never friends with you. You were never really friends, because you never really let them in. And it feels very cold-hearted to them. But it's just the reality. It's like you have learned to deal with some very cold-hearted truths about dealing with human beings. And I think it's because you've seen so much darkness with people, with how humans interact with each other. And you also, I feel like you don't waste time in stuff. So it bounces right back. Like, you think we're friends, but we're not friends. Like, I haven't really let you in. You have this impression of closeness to me, but truly, we are not close. You do not know me. And I feel like you're the kind of person that needs safety. Again, I think I spoke of this earlier. You need safety with people, and people have to show you that they're safe. And people sometimes aren't aware of how they act in ways that are not safe, especially to people who have been through some density, some tough times, really tough times. We have angel number 333. Before you love anyone, you have to love yourself first. I feel like, first of all, I feel the light in this, and I feel the judgment, because I feel like some people look at you as selfish because, like, you don't want to hang out. You may not be the person that goes with people after work. If you do, you try to cut out. You may have friends, but you don't really spend as much time with them as they think you should, because in your mind, you're more acquaintances. There's just some harsh truths to this, that they are what they are. And it's not that you don't have affection for people. It's just that you keep people at arm's length until you know who they really are. And some people take longer than others. I do feel jealousy. I think some of you guys have jealousy with people because there are some people you get very close to very quickly, and it's because you feel that you can trust them. And it's just a feeling because you have this past life kind of vibe that comes through. And other people, no matter how they treat you, you just feel something off and you go with your gut. And it makes people feel very jealous. We have walk like you have 3,000 ancestors behind you, because you do. You do. And I feel like if you haven't realized this, you're going to. And it's going to make moving in this kind of process that I've talked about here, where people judge you, much easier. Because honestly, I'm just going to be really honest with you. They don't have any idea what's going on. They have no clue. And once you really accept the fact that there are a lot of people in the world that have no clue what's really going on a spiritual kind of vibe, and they're not going to understand you, and you kind of surrender the whole idea that you could even explain what you're going through to certain people, because they're really deeply entrenched in the reality, I think you'll be a lot happier. I also think that you'll be able to kind of let down your guard a little bit. And I don't mean let in just anybody. I don't think you do that anyway. But I think there are, people coming towards you that you're going to want to let your guard down. And I do think a lot of them are going to be this past life energy. And I want you to just trust your gut. Your auntie's highly medicated, so my tongue's heavy. Just trust your gut, okay? Because you know the way. You're very wise, group 1. All right? Okay, guys, that's what I received for you. I hope this was helpful and an enjoyable reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group 2, all of you that selected Werewolf, brief phase, shift, intense. This is going to be your reading all about what do people really think of you. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, so first of all, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Also, people don't realize this, but Libra is also ruled by Saturn. Okay. Anyway, and I'm feeling Libra here. Libra can be malefic at times and detached. So I'm feeling that here as well. I'm feeling Aries. I'm feeling Taurus with this energy. I'm feeling some Sag energy. there's definitely a great deal of intensity with you. I think people see it in your eyes. There's something about your eyes. There's something about your smile, obviously. I feel like you're not afraid to look people in the eye. You know, we have fairy god. I wanted to say goth mother. So you may be a goth or have like a gothy vibe. Fairy godmother, helpful, anonymous, selfless, eccentric, nurturing, wise, materialistic qualities, sees the potential in others, party planner. Okay, so wolves are also, you know, they travel in packs. They're very social creatures. And I feel that here. I feel like you are very charitable and very helpful to people, but you don't take credit for it a lot of times. You just kind of do it, and it is what it is, right? Um, and I do think there is some unusualness with you. You're very unique. Um, and I feel like you could be like a dark goth mother. I want to say goth mother, fairy goth mother. That keeps coming to mind. So we're going to take this card. We have martyr, willing to willing to proceed despite risk of injury, sacrifice by choice, goes the distance for others, fights for injustices for others, not just for self. So you're very loyal. You're very brave. You're very bold. You're very honorable. You have wonderful qualities, wonderful qualities. So, despite the fierceness, and you may have an appearance that is really like dark and mysterious, or it makes people kind of like they're a little scared or intimidated by you in some way. Beneath that, you're very giving, you're very loyal, you're very bold, you're a fighter for injustice, you're very charitable, you're very warm. We have apprentice, watching and doing, cooperation, learning, measurable competencies, professional development, skilled tasks. Oh my. So you're very proficient in whatever it is you do. Like you take pride in your work. Like people think very highly of you. Despite what you may think. We have guide, balance between head and heart, divine, wise, sensible, shrewd, down to earth, measured action, skillful words and awareness. People think very highly of you. I mean, I'm just being for real. The first group got read a bit, okay? You guys, like, they think very highly of you. Like, they look up to you. You have leadership ability, okay? We have guide and apprentice. So, you know, you may be a leader in work. You may be a leader in a social group of some kind. You're not afraid to put others ahead of you. I think people trust you. And I think you got your shit together, okay? I do. I think if you don't, people think you do, okay? That's what they really fucking think of you, okay? You're a great person. People think you're a great person. Let's get some more tea, though, okay? Let's get some more tea. Trust came out of the deck. I'm a friend. Yeah, you are very friendly. I think you root for the underdog. Mysterious plotting, huh? So there's that Scorpio we were talking about earlier. Let's pull from the Mood Oracle, shall we? Because we got all this great energy. Let's see what the Mood Oracle says. We'll have to put it over to the side because some of these cards they're not safe for the YouTubes because they have boobage and appendage, I should say that. All right, okay, Mood Oracle, my sassy little one. Can you give me a few cards here? Make it 3, 2 or 3. Okay, ooh, we can't see that one. Okay, I'll try to cover it up. Okay, we have organization, like arranging your collection of pointy objects from biggest to smallest. So you're good at organizing, okay? So I'm just gonna put this here, and I think it's fine for me to show you though. So I can't show you any of it, but that, boom, okay. So you're good at organizing. People trust you to organize things. Um, I think you're mischievous, is what I think. I feel this mischievous energy here. We have intuition, trust your gut, follow your fart. Who says you should never fart? Trust a fart. Who says you should never trust a fart? I think you're very trustworthy, and I think you're funny. I think you are very funny, and I think you use humor to kind of heal people. One more wants to come off. Be a sharing hoe. The world needs more titty pics. There we go. So I'll put that over there because you can't see that. Okay. So I think you're funny. I think people think you're funny. You're good-hearted. People trust you. You have a leadership. They feel like you're a leader. They look up to you. Um, and you're funny. You're really funny. What is this mysterious energy, though? What is this? Is this mischievous energy? Um, are you a trickster sometimes? It feels like with the be a sharing hoe. I do think you're very charitable. I think you like to give to people. I think you really care about people. Um, we have desiring, wanting, appetizers. Oh my. Is that what it is? We have hallow, commitment, divine union, hallow. Oh. So people, yeah, EMF, energy presence, mood swings. Ooh. Tell me more. We want to know more. I want to know more. 'Cause this is starting to feel like a thing. We have quite a few cards. We have mummy bound, tied up, trapped. We have divine, we have feminine energy, but I wanted to say divine feminine energy. We have karaoke night, singing, playing music, singing, dancing, music playing. We have ashes to ashes, burn bridges, done over it. Okay. I feel like when you're done with somebody, you're done. Okay. And you always leave people wanting more. Okay. I think you have people who like think you're hot because you intimidate people. You have an intimidation factor. Okay. I'm trying to figure it out. And I think it has to do with the fact that it's how you present yourself. It's your manner. Okay. It's just your presence. You have a presence. Let's get some tarot. I want to find out what this is because it is. I'm going to use my mushroom tarot because I feel like it. There's something here about your presence, okay? And I feel like you draw in a lot of like powerful energy to you. I feel like you're powerful, okay? I also think you have a really good sense of humor about yourself. People enjoy that. They enjoy that, although you're super intense or intimidating at times because you're powerful, I feel like because you're funny, it makes you more approachable. Um, and I feel like I see someone like reaching in their pocket and taking out money for someone on the street, like paying for hotel rooms for people, like going and buying like a bunch of burgers and handing them out on the street. I see someone like buying Christmas for people's families and doing things like that, like feeding, taking food to shelters for animals and just supporting the arts. I see like people supporting the arts, giving out money to like homeless artists and things like that. There's money. Now I'm seeing like specific like donations to certain like hospitals and certain diseases, and there's so much going on here, and I feel like you don't do it you don't announce it, you just do it. You're such a good soul, like you're a good egg. You know how they used to say that? We have the Ace of Wands here. Ooh. This is the I'm sprung card. I'm sprung and I can't help it. I can't help it. I feel like I feel like I think people feel very attracted to you because you are dynamic. And that's not a word I use often. I don't use the term dynamic. I use magnetism a lot. I use attraction a lot. But I do not use the word dynamic to describe people. We're going to get the bottom and we're going to get the top. People ask me why I pull that way. I pull that way because the spirits tell me to. We have the King of Wands and the Nine of Swords. The King of Wands. See, I think you make people nervous. The King of Wands is very charismatic. They can have a personality a mile long. They have presence. They're very attractive. Think of the King of Wands in this particular group as like a movie star or a rock star or someone who they're going to catch your eye. They're like the Sun card. They're like a Leo. They're like the actor, the actress. They are very attractive and people are attracted to them. But you're very dynamic. So you know how to engage people. You know how to take that to the next level. And the thing is that behind all this, you're a good person, right? You're a really good person. And I think the Nine of Swords is like you make people nervous. People worry about how they like what you think of them. Maybe you have your own business. Maybe you're like a boss. Maybe, that kind of thing. Perhaps this is in dating circles or friendship groups or something. But you definitely have the ability to make people nervous and worry about like how the impression they make, how they engage you. They worry about that. They worry about you getting angry too. I don't know if you have an anger problem. Do we have an anger problem? Because it feels like, there's a lot of intimidation. There's a lot of power here. I feel like a lot of you got control of it. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like if there's been problems with anger, I feel like you've worked on or you are working on the anger issues. I feel like a lot of you guys have figured out your anger is coming from internalized, depression issues, things like that. And we've worked on those or we're working on those. I think because of a lot of the things you've been through, being trustworthy to other people is very important. Trust is very important to you. You could be a Taurus. Trust is like everything. If you can't, you may be a Leo. If you can't trust someone, you can't have a relationship with them. And that's for everything. That's friendship. That's everything. You can't do business with them. You can't overlook shit. And when you cut people off, like I said before, you cut them off and it drives people crazy. And a lot of times people go back and forth in a lot of situations. You do not go back and forth. And that is very intimidating to people. People don't know how to work with someone who doesn't go back and forth. They don't know, like, how do I do that? How do I interact with someone who, won't open the door? And in your mind, you're thinking, I already opened the door and you fucked me over. So you're not going to get to fuck me over again. I don't have the time, nor patience, nor money, nor whatever to put up with your bullshit anymore. That's intimidating. Because I feel like you're willing to take losses, be them emotional, money, whatever, friends, whatever it is. You're willing to take the loss instead of opening the door up again. Like you'd rather not even try because you already know. You already know how it's going to go. Because in your life, you've seen it. You've seen that second chance rarely ever goes well. And you know what? In relationships where there's toxicity, that's true. And I feel like when the toxicity is cleared, that's a different thing. But you and I both know it takes time to clear toxicity. So if someone comes back too soon, they're not ready. And too soon means years. So, and by that time, you're both going to be in different places, right? So, rarely do you open the door back up to people because there's a lot of healing that takes place. And by the time they're healed, they already know that door closed a long time ago and I'm moving to new doors, right? That's part of healing. So, you know that. You know that by experience. But I feel like the people who worry about like their impressions with you, like how they're going to interact with you, what they often find is a very pleasant experience with this Ace of Pentacles. A very present person who is emotionally engaging, someone who really cares and is very down to earth. Um, and I feel like you make very powerful first impressions. And this is how I'm seeing the situation. This is how, like, I'm getting the psychic impression is I'm seeing like an interview situation where someone comes and sits. This could be very symbolic, okay? Where someone comes and sits with you, and their first impression of you as the interviewer is you're very powerful. There's a big desk. It's a male. I'm seeing a male. You don't have to be, this is not a gender thing. It's just I'm seeing what I'm seeing in a very expensive suit, very classy office, very well dressed, very power. Okay. And the person being interviewed senses the intimidation, the power. But once they sit down, they find the person to actually not sit behind the desk, but comes and sits beside you. And they don't look off a piece of paper, but they actually look at you and ask you about your life. They offer you food. They offer you something to drink. They engage with you. They sit and talk to you because they want to know about you. They want to know if you're a good fit for the business. They want to know if they're going to be able to sit and talk to you on their sofa in their office. They want to know if they can trust you above all things. So they want to have a real conversation, not a fake kind of interview. They want to engage you. 1818 on my clock. They want to engage you in a really powerful way. That's what they find. They find someone likable. And I feel like when people feel the connection with you, when they feel the intellectual embrace, the emotional embrace, whatever it is, they feel really good about the connection. They feel really lucky to know you. They feel like they have someone who has their back, who has the best intentions for them. And I got to tell you, that's rare nowadays. A lot of people don't have that. And I think you know that. I think that's why you try to be that, because you know what it's like. You've been through a time in your life where you didn't have anyone you trusted. And so you tried to be that trusted person because I feel like you're trying to help build leaders. You're trying to inspire leaders who are trustworthy and honorable, and not necessarily leaders just in business, but leaders in every area. I think that's why so many of you try to invest in community, in charity, in giving, because I feel like you're trying to invest in leadership and community connection in ways that aren't so spotlight on yourself, because I feel like you guys feel that's the future. That's how we build the future. It's not by saying, hey, look at me, I'm the greatest in the room, I gave this much money to blah blah blah, or I gave this much effort, or I gave this much care. It's more about like really caring and really connecting. It's about emotional intelligence, which is something you have in abundance. You're very emotionally intelligent, and frankly, we need more of that in the world, and I think you would agree. I've been guided to pull from the Toxic X-Files because everybody's got something. Everybody's got something, okay? And that's all right. We're human. No one's perfect, right? I feel like you probably have some anger issues. We have more war, less peace. Promises to make things better, but ends up making things worse, unexpectedly or predictively. You know what I'm trying to say. I feel this is like your anger. I feel like the wolf here, the werewolf, I feel like you probably have a powerful anger, like powerful anger. When you are betrayed, when you think someone's stealing from you, um, I think it can be pretty intimidating. Some of you guys are just, you're yellers and you have that kind of voice that just bellows, and people, it, it shakes people. Um, and I feel like a lot of you guys have worked on this and gotten control of it, but it's something that's there and you're aware of it. Um, People do not want to piss you off because they feel this. They feel the growl of the werewolf. And if you just growl, people get scared. Because they know you will come for them. Um, if you work magic, they know that it is effective. Especially if, we have no judgment here. We, meaning me, I have no judgment here on this channel, okay? Especially if you do baneful work. Your baneful work is extremely powerful because I don't feel like you throw it in like lightheartedly. Like when you throw it, it's with a heavy heart and intensity. It's as intense as fuck. I think when you get to a point with a person where you are in hate or so pissed off you can't stand them, it's intense and they can feel it. They can feel it, 1,000 miles away. And you make no secret. You have no problem going no contact with people. You will absolutely pack up someone's stuff and kick them out. You will absolutely ghost someone and wipe them off all your social media. You will forget them, which I got to tell you, forgetting people is very powerful. When you forget and you know what I'm talking about, you can forget them just like you got them in your life and you loved them and you trusted them. You can forget them in just the same token. And it's because I think you do so much. I think you do a lot for people, and you do it from a good place. You do it from a place of abundance. You don't do it from lack. But when you get taken advantage of, you don't sit back and just like, oh, well, it's not like that. It's more like, fuck you. It's like in a business. It feels like the mafia a little bit. Like, oh, you're going to fuck me over? You're not going to see me coming. And before you know it, they're being fitted for cement shoes kind of thing. And there's no remorse because there was a lot of giving done on your part. And you were authentic in everything you did. You kept it real, 100, with this person or these people, okay? I think people feel that intensity. They know you're real. And they know you're down. But they also know, do not fuck with this one. Because this one is the real deal on every level. And it's intimidating. It's fucking terrifying. And I think for some people, they feel very protected by that because they will never mess you over because they're real just like you are. But for those people who sneak past, they sneak through that kind of, the boundaries you have going on, boy howdy, is it a bitch when you find out. It's tough. But you know what? They get what they deserve. And I feel like it's just like that, And I feel like every time that happens or when it does happen, sometimes it's rarely, it's all a learning curve. I feel like you take that as wisdom and it's not repeated. You take every one of those situations as a learning experience and you don't allow things like that to happen again. Because your time is precious and your attention is precious. And people know that. Like, they are aware of that. And I feel like people they feel very lucky. They feel kind of blessed to know you, lucky to know you, lucky to be around you because you have such good energy. But you also know how to protect it. And that's so badass, you guys. That's so badass. All right, group 2, that's what I received for you. I hope this was helpful and an enjoyable reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group 3, you are potion, pressure, upheaval, mistake. This is going to be your reading all about what do people really think of you. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. This is a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to pull a few cards from this Archetypes Oracle deck. Okay, here we go. Let me knock it around. Okay, now let's shuffle it. Come on now. It shuffled so well a while ago. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, give me 3 cards about potion. Tell me what people really think of potion. Pressure, upheaval, mistake, poison, poison ivy. We have this word. I can't pronounce it. Okay. Easily impresses others with knowledge, delights in learning many different things, skillful in many areas, cares deeply, curious. I was going to say clearly, cares deeply, curious. Anyway, cares deeply, curious. So you're highly intelligent. This one wants to come out. We have jester, uses humor as a tool to communicate, versatile, comic relief, inspires others, sees others' flaws and fears, philosophical. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Gonna shuffle. Okay, one more. It feels like you're a healer. Okay, this is quite a few, and the bottom one wants to come out, so I'm definitely going to take that one. I don't know about, that's quite a few, so we'll leave it out, see if I get called to it, but I feel this one. We have environment, physically fit, harmony, health, fearless, perpetually curious, loves family, holistic, balanced, transforming, removes obstacles. I feel like you're a healer. You're very curious and you're very intelligent, okay? I feel like you may be an artist. There's something about you that's very sophisticated. Also, we have uses humor as a tool to communicate. You may be very funny or very charming. I got the charming energy in group 2 as well. There's something about you that's very inspirational. And I feel like when you connect with people energetically, you can see both their strengths and weaknesses. I feel like you're very deep. You're a very deep person. I feel like you're healthy. Like if you're not healthy, you're health conscious. I feel like you may be an herbalist or just into like eating well. You may be a vegan or a vegetarian, that kind of thing. You may be, you may be into health food or working out or something like that. I feel like you honor your vessel a lot. You may have issues around your vessel as well that kind of force you to kind of deal with it and make those make changes to your diet and things like that. It feels like if you aren't connected to a loving family, it's something that you desire. And I feel like you have a lot of Aquarian energy, a lot of transforming energy here. And I feel like people find you like group 1 had a magical vibe. Your vibe is different from group 1. I want to use the term magical, but that's not quite it. That's not quite the term I'm looking for. So I'm going to pull from this archetypes deck and see what other energy comes out. Okay, tell me what this energy is. We have pirate, underlying loyalty, magnetic, rebel, concerned with adventure and freedom, pursuit of knowledge, power, and satisfaction. Okay, you have like this rebellious energy about you, and it's very spiritual. It's very etheric. Okay, so you may be a witch. I feel like a witchy energy here. You may be on the left-hand path. You may be a practicing magician. Um, you may not define yourself. You may be like, I have problems with labels. I don't like labels. I think you don't take things too seriously, like labels and things. I think you're more about the work. You may do energy work, okay? I feel like people think you're witchy, okay? People label you. I think people label you as like a Luciferian, a Satanist, a witch. Some people think you're evil, okay? Um, but really, this is you. And I feel like people judge you as like, I don't want that. Like, that looks dangerous. That looks like poison. But the truth is, you're very talented, you're very intelligent. You probably have occult knowledge here. You're very funny, you're very warm. You're very curious. There's a lot of Lilithian energy here. You're rebellious. I feel some artistic. You're probably an artist in some kind of way as well. Your ritual work may be an art form. You may have elevated it to an art form to a degree. I feel like some people are scared of you because of this energy. It may be the way you look. It may be your vibe. It may be the fact they know you do these things. It may be the fact they think you do these things. It may be because of the music you listen to, the car you drive, the way you wear your pants, okay? It just feels like people judge you, okay? They judge you because they see this potion, and they're like, that's toxic potion, stay away. But the truth is that you're not at all. In fact, I feel like you're a really good friend. You're a really good friend. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these cards. We have visionary, boom. Comfortable with crowds and expressing ideas. People admire their bold and confident attitude. Enjoying being alone to hone their craft, risk taker. I think for you, your isolation, your aloneness, your loner kind of hermit kind of vibe in a way works against you, okay? Because it gives people this kind of empty space to kind of like make up a mythology about you. And for some of you, it has them writing a mythology that has you being like a witch or like a Satanist or like evil. And before you know it, you're that town story, that kind of thing. That's the vibe here. Now, I feel like that's some people, what they really think of you. Other people know, like, they know you're more than that, or the way you look just brings them closer to you because they see the visionary here. They see, some of you present yourself in such a wonderful way that the visionary, you can see the visionary, okay? For some of you, like, you're such a gifted magician. I want to say magician, but I wanted to say musician. But music and being a magician is it's about frequency. They're creating frequencies, which is very magical. So, but there's something very visionary about your music or your art or whatever it is you're doing. And people see that. They feel that, especially after they get to know you a little bit. They're like, oh man, this person is wow, they're so talented. As I see your work, as I see what you do, whatever it is. Some of you guys, the way you look is your expression. There's a lot of expression here of a deeper sense of self, is what I'm feeling. So, okay, we have friend, mediator, peacemaker, sidekick, generous, loyal, harmonious, gives good advice, hero, perceptive, approachable, kind-hearted, trust. I think you're an amazing friend. Because I think you know what it's like to not have friends, to not have people be there for you. So I think when you meet someone you vibe with, you're a really good friend. Um, and I think you're very accepting of people because people haven't been so accepting of you because you have this label on you, this potion label, and so you know what it's like to be judged so harshly. Okay, so I think when you find friends and people to really care about you, I think you're really good to them, and I feel like you're a good supporter of people. Creator, boom. Expressive, imaginative, innovative, create something of everlasting value, nonconformist, freedom of expression. Yeah, I think people feel the creative energy about you. They know you're gifted. You're gifted, you're talented, okay? These are all your cards came out upright. Okay? So very positive vibe. Your card kind of gives off this whole like don't fuck with me. And I feel like perhaps you do this on purpose to keep the bad people away. And I completely and utterly understand that. It makes so much sense to me. I do that. I don't want people to talk to me when I'm out in public at the Walmart. I don't want to be engaged. I get that, I understand that, so I feel like you may seem unapproachable to certain people. And those are the people that you don't want to approach you. So it doesn't matter to you. There is this whole energy about you of being rebellious, of honestly going against the grain, of knowing that things in the world are not how they should be. And you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Things are wrong. And I'm not going to sit around and act like they are. They're all right. I'm going to tell you, things are wrong in the world. I feel like you have a lot to say with your art, whatever it is, with your expression, whatever your expression is. Some of you guys don't consider yourself artists, and I'll honor whatever label you want to put on yourself. I hate fucking labels, so it's that Aquarius energy. We have running away. I feel like this is you running away from people. Like people are coming, I'm running away. If they're not my friends, I'm running away. If I don't know you, I'm running away. So I feel like you're a great friend and you like to make friends, but in general, you also need your alone time, bitch. You need your alone time. I felt that in group 1 too. So you might have you might have felt called to group 1, so there might be something there for you. We have staying centered, align yourself with the universe. Yeah, that's you. You're like, I don't have room for any of these judgmental assholes. Like, I don't have room for people judging me and being mean to me and saying, why do you look like that? Why is your head shaved? Like, what do you think that way? What's wrong with you? Get in line, be brainwashed like everybody else. That is not you. You are not able to do that. Sorry. That's just not you. You are aligned with a whole other vision. And I feel like you are doubled down on that. And there's just no way for you to do what everyone else does. You're very creative. We have fulfilling a fantasy. Ooh. People, it's like, I feel this energy of like people want to like, there's your wildness, your rebelness really brings this out. Okay, it doesn't matter gender. It really brings out like fantasies because you have a wild spirit. You have that artistic, wild heart, like very rebellious, very like against the grain kind of energy. And And people find it alluring. People find it fascinating. That's what it is. Fascinating. People find you fascinating. And I feel like the more they talk to you, the more they get into this curiosity you have, the more they get into your rebel energy. And they find in your rebel energy, they find this sophistication, this person who can talk about art or philosophy or politics or all of it well spoken, has real thoughts about the future and about reality. And it's fascinating. And then they find this visionary, this creative visionary who also wants to be my friend. It's so attractive. It's so desiring, wanton. Ooh, okay. What's this card? A situation's about to explode. Shit's about to pop up off in flames. I think you're very passionate, and at times that passion kind of pops off or pops over or flows over, kind of, it shoots off. And at times you can be emotionally volatile about things you're passionate about. And sometimes that causes people to kind of like, whoa, calm down. Whoa, I wasn't ready for that. Whoa, I don't know what people think. Like, do they think that people who are passionate and rebellious, and do they not think that passion sometimes doesn't bubble up sometimes? Yeah, it does. It doesn't mean that it's okay, but it just means like sometimes we get really excited about things, So I feel like people might think you're loud sometimes, or you have a really over the top presence sometimes. I feel like, I feel like sometimes, like, people have told you you're too much. You take up too much space, or your personality's too much. I feel like at times you've had to kind of like play dumb or like be small. I can so relate to this. You've had to like be small, make yourself small so other people feel big. You've had to hide your creativity and hide your talent so other people feel okay in the world. And I feel like for many of you, like, you're still doing that. For others, you're kind of like getting out of that. And I feel like people who you've done this for don't appreciate it. They think that's really who you are because you do it so well. You play dumb, you play small so well. So when you actually do show yourself, they see it as you popping off, as you out of control. But you're really just being who you are. You take up space. Maybe you have a big voice. Maybe your artistic expression is big. Don't ever apologize for taking up space or being loud or having a different point of view. Different point of views is how we grow. Asking questions is good. Being curious about new things is good, as long as those curiosities don't hurt anybody and aren't illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like, be safe. But we have to have new thinkers. We have to have inventive minds. It's the age of Aquarius. And the old school, the old guard doesn't like the whole age of Aquarius thing. It's already popping off in the world. We see it. The bad people are getting found out, and it's bad. It's bad. It's human suffering on a major level. And there's a lot of people just like you, group 3, who are being made to kind of like get in their big energy. They can no longer be small. They can no longer make themselves less than to make other people feel okay in the world. Because the world needs them to be larger than life, to make the art, to say the thing, to do the thing, to be active, to be the friend they never had, those kind of things. But yeah, you're going to be too much for somebody. some people think you are too much. And it's because you've spent your life being too little. And now you're too much because they don't know this person. That's real. You're not being too much. You're just being who you are. And they don't know how to gauge it because they've never really seen you like this. So fuck them. Okay? Let them go. Judge on, Judge Judy. I have shit to do. That's you. Because you don't have time to waste with those bitches. For real. Like you have amazingly beautiful things to do because you're an amazingly beautiful soul. And you have so many gifts to bring. And people do judge you harshly. I feel that. And it's because you're gifted. You're very gifted. And you have a lot to offer here. I think you're a great friend. And I know why you stay away from people. Because they do judge you. And I feel like it's also because too much of being around this judging energy can limit the creative vision. And you know that. So you kind of stay away from it as much as possible. We're going to get some more oracle cards here. I'm being guided to this particular deck. Tell me more about my group 3. We have transformation, becoming me. Boom. I feel like group 3, transformation is like a process you go through often. It's how you grow. Change is a constant for you. Like you always want to be growing and becoming. You want more knowledge. You want to grow emotionally. You want to grow mentally. You don't want to stay in the same place. You want to be challenged as much as possible. You're not okay with just laying back and being. It's very Aquarian. We have gift, the treasure inside. You're very gifted. People interpret this energy, though, as like someone who can't sit still, someone who gets bored, someone who has bad intentions because they can't commit. And the truth is, you're committed, but not to the things they want you to be. You're committed to yourself. You're committed to bettering your own life and the life of people around you and the life at a higher level. It's not better, it's higher, okay? At a higher level, the collective, okay? You're committed to that, not to what they want you to be committed to. So it's a different way, it's a different perspective. You have a unique perspective on life. And not everyone can see it, and not everyone can vibe with it. And they're not supposed to. Frankly, when people see you as this potion, as a mistake, as something they don't want to, that's okay with you. Because it leaves you more room to do this. To do what you do. Okay. We're going to take the bottom one of that. Okay. We have air. Purify yourself. We have signs. Messages are to be seen and not heard. Messages are to be seen and not heard. And we have purify yourself. I think you try to keep your life as purified of dense energy, dense people as possible. You do not put up with any bullshit from anyone. The minute someone gives you too much bullshit, and I don't mean like the people who see this, I mean the people who get beyond that. If they start getting weird, you're like, no, I can't. Like, I don't have time for that shit. I got other things to do. And I felt this in, I think, group 2. Group 2 had this energy of I don't have time. I don't have time to put up with pettiness. You don't put up with any pettiness. It's not where you want to be. Your vision is higher, okay? It's higher. It's different. And higher is, you can't label higher as a better situation or a more valued situation. It's just a different frequency, okay? Tell me more about my group 3. Okay, we have Empress, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're a healer. You're a healer. We have the Seven of Wands here. And I feel like this card, what I'm feeling is, first of all, we have a cyclops, and we have these little aliens here. And I feel like you are very focused on like fighting the bad guys, fighting the bad negative energy. Like you have like stealth vision. Okay, you can see them coming, you can feel it, and you just immediately go into this like, I don't fuck with that. You know, I'm on this healing journey. Okay, I'm healing my empire. I'm an empress. I don't have time for bullshit. You have to make an appointment to see an empress. Even then, you have to apply to see them, right? That's kind of this energy here. Like, you have to get past the gate of this potion to get to all the good stuff here. This very talented, this very giving, this very wonderful person. And not everyone gets in to see this powerful energy. It just doesn't happen. We have the Four of Cups. But man, when they do, it's like the reality of you kind of, you surprise people. The truth of you, how talented you are, like your insight, your depth, like your emotional depth, your ability to align with the higher frequencies, I think it surprises people. The truth of how beautiful like your soul is surprises people. The depth of your not. Some of you guys are very knowledgeable about things. It surprises people. Your creativity. Some of you are very creative. Your mind is super creative. You just don't have the skill to bring it through, and you need to work on the skill, okay? Because you're going to bring through amazing things. I feel this bottom card again. We have the Hermit. I feel like there is a level here of like self-mastery with the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a whole journey of self-discovery, of honing your gifts and abilities. And you really do this in a kind of isolation. Even if you're surrounded by people, you can be in a hermit kind of energy where you go within. It's often very painful. People don't talk about this, like how painful this process can be. And I feel like you know self. The Knight of Wands here. And it feels like the journey that you've been on has really brought out your personality. I think people who are lucky enough to call you friend, they get to see this like goofy, fun kind of energy, like happy-go-lucky. I feel like sometimes you can be very happy-go-lucky and fun, and people enjoy your company. People enjoy being around you. But I do think that this part of your personality surprises people. I think a lot of things about you surprise people. And I got to tell you, let people underestimate you. Let them be surprised by you. It really can work to your advantage. Okay, group 3, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and enjoyable reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.